Ladies and gentlemen, the plague is upon us. It's slowly been creeping into your minds, into your families, into your heart and way of thinking without you even knowing it. Far more deadly and devastating than COVID-19, you've slowly turned into a boomer. It's surprising to me how quickly we can talk negatively about boomers and Karens, but then not realize when we have the same kind of mentality about our day-to-day life. And today we're talking about this viral clip that's been going around of people recording the ball drop, the countdown, whatever it is for 2024, all with their phones. There's a couple things about this, right? Everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's some actually really funny comments in this one, like, not a moment in sight, just people enjoying the phone. That's fucked up, sent from my iPhone. Acting like they're all getting signal, even upload it. How dare people capture a beautiful scene in memory? It's pretty funny, to be honest. But a lot of people seem to get outraged. And a lot of these, like, clips or pictures, like, will go viral because people are like, oh my gosh, like, what dystopian reality do we live in? It's the rise of technology, and it frustrates me to no end. I mean, I guess I'm jumping right to the conclusion of my thoughts here. Why do we pick on people for using their phones to record a moment? It used to be that we would fixate and lock onto something and memorize what was happening in front of us so we could document it in our journals, write a letter to our friend, send an email to somebody later about what happened, what transpired. But now that we have our phones, we can just record it and send it to people that we love and care about. And so my big frustration is there's nothing wrong with recording things on your phone. And anybody who tells you that it's bad or like, oh, you need to live in the moment with your phone, what do you think the phone is doing? It is helping me focus on this moment, record it, remember it, see all the different pieces, and then send it to somebody I love and care about. This moment is so significant to me that I want to share it with other people that I love, so that way I can increase my connection, increase my bond, increase my relationships. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. And so, I don't know, I'm just going to go out there and say, anybody who believes this kind of thinking, like, oh, people not living in the moment, is just wrong, right? They've got an old school way of thinking, and they don't understand that people are going to always be people. We just start to use technology to do the things that we've always done, right? Sure, sometimes we distract ourselves with our phones, but that's not what's happening. They're in the moment recording it with their phone because this is an exciting time, and they want to capture it and share it, right? Now, there's a couple things about this video. One, I want to talk a little bit about how those who are neurodivergent might experience this differently. And this photo is actually fake. So if you can see the top comment there, this video is edited. Come on, guys. Almost all the phones are the same or with the same display. Aren't nothing weird for you in this video? Come on, guys. We're in 2024. You can't believe everything you see. And to be honest, memes are, and like these kind of pages have been very much notorious and well known for posting doctored things for viral content. And you can even see down here, the picture now has a little disclaimer. It says, fact checkers say at least one photo or video in this post contains false information. But hey, it gets a reaction, it gets likes, it gets clicks. I mean, God, how many likes does this have? 330,000 likes. So, I mean, they're being rewarded for their bad behavior. And they like to make fun and be tongue in cheek, right? Yet everybody complaining about this is watching it on their phone right now. There's some dystopian shit. No. Here's the actual video. Let's watch it together real quick. Okay. So you can kind of see, like, it is very repetitive. Like, I really do doubt, like, if this was real. It seems like a lot of these phones are doing the same thing, and, like, it was probably doctored a little bit. But it does show a trend, and it does bring to light something that people have criticized for a long time, that we are on our phones more and more, and that we're using them. Two things here, right? One, neurodivergence, we'll talk about in a second. But then first is human beings don't like change. Anytime something changes, we have to engage with it again. And that takes a lot of mental energy. People don't like spending mental energy. It's tiring, and we're lazy, right? And that's not a bad thing. It's just a fact of human beings. Like, if we can do something quickly, easily, simply, without having to think about it, we'll always choose to do it that way. Having to change and having to think critically about something takes time, energy, and effort, right? And as living creatures, we are kind of designed to minimize the amount of effort that we need to take to do something. That's a survival technique, right? If I can get firewood, shelter, and food by expending this much energy, and my buddy over here is spending this much energy, well, that's not a good survival technique. I have to spend all this energy where I can conserve my energy and be healthier, put on some weight, weather the winter, stuff like that. So we are kind of predisposed to be lazy, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to recognize that about all of us as human beings and be aware of that and maybe fight against it when it's working to your detriment. So that's number one. Anytime things change, people don't know what to do with it. Number two, neurodivergence, right? I don't know about you, but I have aphantasia. If you are new to the idea of aphantasia, I'm going to make a separate, probably podcast on this. Subscribe to the podcast, by the way, and the videos down below, clicking the subscribe button. The podcast is called Tripping Off, and I'm going to make a whole episode about aphantasia and what that is. But basically, I can't see things inside of my head, right? When I close my eyes, I can't picture things. So being somebody who has ADHD and aphantasia, when I'm recording something with my phone, and this is why I started social media, to be honest, when I record something with my phone, it allows me to actually focus, and my attention is not being distracted with my ADHD. It allows me to focus and really capture that picture in my memory. Without this phone forcing me to focus on the moment, my brain really struggles to pay attention. And that's why, for me, when I pull out my phone and record something, or even record my own face and my thoughts and post it on social media, that's such a cathartic and helpful mental health task, coping strategy for me, because it helps me really engage with my thoughts and really live more in the moment than I would without my phone. And people don't stop and think about this, right? And so maybe you're thinking about this for yourself. And so let me give you some freedom to think, what's really going on when you pull out your phone, when you capture and record a moment. Because just since Karen and Boomer Steve are telling you that you're not living in the moment, you're living on your phone because it's different than the way that they grew up, 30 years ago, doesn't mean that you're not actively engaging and doing the right thing for yourself. We all got to live our own life, and technology changes. We need to use it, right? So be aware of doctored photos. Pay attention to the way that your brain works and what's good for you. And then don't let other people bully you just because you do things different. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below in the description. I love that people record things with their phones. I think it makes them more engaged in the moment and shows how much more connected we are as human beings than we used to be. And I love that. Big fan of it. Do you agree or disagree? I'll see you in the next video. Bye.